Nielsen Ratings is a show just for you. We talk film, TV, both old and new. We discover new things, our taste get broader. So here's the show's host in no particular order. Rachel's arrived, she's making a stand. It seems like world domination is her ultimate plan. And he's a little rough, he's a little caustic. Call him what you will as long as it's not toxic. Stupenzolicious gonna judge you on your sense of cool by asking you what your favorite Mexican food. Northern Bastard and Spider Elm say hello. It seems like everybody wants to be on this YouTube show. Run by Lance who drinks cappuccino. Everybody thinks he looks like Quentin Tarantino. So come on in and join the Nielsen Ratings. It's a show that you've all been anticipating.
Hello. Welcome to the Nielsen Ratings, my weekly review show of films and TV, new and some of the oldies, mainly stuff we're going to recommend you to watch with my usual panelists, my chief co-host, all the way from West Texas, Stupenzolicious.
I'm actually in East Texas now. I grew up in West Texas.
I've been watching Friday Night Lights, so I'm very into the West Texas vibe right now. So, you know, I just had to go with that.
Is it the show or the movie?
No, though, I saw the movie at the cinema. I'm now on season 2 of the show, and I started watching it 2 days ago.
They take high school, not just football, but all high school extracurricular activities very seriously.
Yeah,
in Texas.
Yeah. I can tell from the show. I can talk about it. Yeah, sorry, we started a bit late today, Aaron. Important secret documents to discuss. Proctor Files in the chat. Good to see you. Axel's Abode is here. Keith, of course, is here. Fantastic to see you. Leroy, talking about the new season of Landman. We're going to mention that briefly tonight, although I'll probably be doing a much bigger stream about Landman later, towards the end of the year. So, Leroy, you can come on that. Yes, I did go and see The Wild Geese. Actually went with Aaron, who's in the chat now. Yes, I can quote the film word for word, but I did not do that in the cinema because that can be quite annoying. So I haven't touched that. So, yeah, shall we bring in the rest of the panel?
I suppose.
Okay, well, coming through the cat flap. Rebel Rose is here.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, there looks like this big intake of breath. I think you're just trying not to laugh. This is what's going on there.
That's it.
Fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. This week is so far better than last week, so that's all we can ask for.
Well, you know what they say. Don't look too far behind. Don't look too far ahead. Just deal with what's immediately in front of you right now. And that is, in the case of Critical, 20 spiders in the near vicinity in all kinds of little tanks and fridges.
How many did you say? 20?
I said 20 in the immediate vicinity. I mean, obviously, it's more like 220 in the entire.
Yeah, there's just quite a few more than that, but yeah.
20
I'm surrounded by legs, put it that way.
Well, indeed. Another man who's surrounded by legs because he's up north, and it's a serial killer dumping site, obviously. So it's Northern English Bastard.
Yeah, only when it comes to homeless people. But yeah, thanks for having me on again. Once again, you useful bastards, and hope everyone in chat is doing well.
I hope you're not actually homeless.
No. I'm talking about the victims, you know.
Oh, the victims, yeah, indeed. Okay, that's fantastic. And your personal body count is up to what now? Is it in double figures yet?
I don't know. I've lost count. I mean, they all kind of blur together after a lot.
For those people interested, there will be a documentary coming on the Northern English Bastard, real or fake serial killer. Netflix.
Yeah, as long as it's not Netflix. Come on, I mean, they did a bad job with the last guy, so.
Yeah. I've watched too many documentaries on Netflix recently. Okay, well, we've got a ton of stuff to get through. It might be a slightly shorter show than normal because many of us are feeling under the weather. I'm doing all right, but some of my panel are slightly the worse for wear, but not because they came to Orange, which was premium day rave event of the year, and that was on Saturday, just gone. Boy, did we have a really good time. Here's a picture of some of the gang in this, can you guess which one of these is Mauler? Write to us on a postcard, please.
The black guy.
Yeah. So, by the way, I'm hoping that Mauler will be on the channel before the end of the year for kind of like an interview about his Star Wars video. Has anybody seen any of it yet?
The 17-hour video game video? No, I watched all of his. When The Last Jedi came out, I wanted to absorb and watch all the videos, hours and hours of it, and it was amazing. Because The Last Jedi, I was radicalized by it. I was so upset. I needed to know more. I don't know about this game. I don't really care. 17 hours talking about it. I mean, I've skimmed the video, and it looks like he's definitely getting a bit thorough. I've heard he's
it's only 8.5 hours if you go double speed, dude. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, right. I mean,
and he sounds like
check it out.
Sounds like he's talking with a helium balloon. Yeah, I've watched about. It dropped when I was actually here, and I listened to about 2 hours of it when I came back from Orange because it just dropped. It was playing live. So, yeah, I mean, it's,
I was talking about it with Blue Collar. Like, if you told me to talk about Alien Isolation as much as possible, I could probably talk about it for like 12 or 14 hours, especially if we're just like doing a run through, and I would talk about every level and every mission and all the little Easter eggs and all the, I'm sure you could do it because video games take a long time to play.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a lot to cover.
This one, he dissects everything that's nonsensical crap and doesn't make any sense about it whatsoever. And it just, I listened to about 2 hours of it while I was doing a bit of work. And, he's pretty savvy. It's his masterpiece, probably.
Is it just him, or is it his EFAP chaps as well?
He cuts the EFAP guys playing, doesn't it? I think from time to time.
Right,
yeah, but it's just him talking and narrating it, and I'm sure he has. I don't know if he edited it himself. I know he has other people edit like a lot of his EFAP movies and stuff, but
right.
I want to do like a response video that'll be a 12-hour dissection of the ET Atari video game. Let's talk about that.
6 hours on why you can't get through the first level because the game doesn't work properly and shit. Yeah, that would be fun. By the way, so this is from Orange on Saturday. This is the laser show coming from the stage. I was right below that little smiley face, so where I took this picture.
The old acid face, from the 90s.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Now that I think about it, it's actually a pretty good idea to have such a long video because, like Procfile says, it takes him like 3 different days to watch it. Well, that's 3 separate views, for one person, So, he's probably gonna get way more views on it.
It's a bit weird, really, isn't it? Because like Outlaw had its time in the sun, and I'm not sure that it's culturally important enough to be dissected in this way.
I had to look it up, and I was like, "When did this game even come out?" And it's like August of last year, and you're like, "Oh," and you realize
he did videos on it, which were quite funny.
But he said he spent 14 months on this video. So,
because when we were doing All in Good Time, the movie that he wrote, and of course me and him were having regular script meetings. Sometimes he would come on, and I would talk about. We'd have a meeting about how I was going to shoot something, because I gave him a very, very high level of courtesy of communication, because going forward with our projects, we want to work that way. We don't want to treat the writers the way they're treated in Hollywood in our productions. And he would come on and he'd be really stressed. And I was like, I'm doing this other project. This other project's really big. It's stressing me out. And I'm like, well, it can't be more stressful than doing a movie. But now I clearly understand why it was, because it's this huge, colossal piece of work. But I don't know. I think it's maybe something like that will people from the industry will take note. I don't know. You should design a game, maybe. Who knows?
I know he talks about Ubisoft as well, and there's a lot more beyond Star Wars Outlaws about Ubisoft that you can talk about. So I can understand why he might have put so much time into it. I will certainly check it out at some point. I loved his Unbridled videos. I don't always catch a lot of his EFAPs, but his breakdowns, his Unbridled Rage or Unbridled whatever.
You know what's so funny is
good videos.
One of his best ones is The Father, which is an unbridled praise. And most of his videos, like some of his videos get like 10 million views. The Father still only has like 250K. And then on top of that, like I think he said that video did get copyright claimed and he couldn't do anything about it.
Really?
So he was like really annoyed, and he's not going to do any more like praising videos because he's like, fuck Hollywood. These people, I'm making an hour-long video about why your movie's amazing, and you still want to reap the financial benefits for it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm currently working on my Aliens video, and I've got to be very, very careful about how much footage I use now because obviously Fox, Disney. Bleh.
Oh, right. Yeah, like my Blob video, the 88 Blob, that got copyright dinged, and Sony, they didn't care. But I mean, they allowed the video up, so that's fine. But then yesterday or Sunday night, after I did my Steam Ham stream, I got a big notification like, your video's been blocked in 248 countries. And I'm like, oh, no, is it the stream? And they're like, no, it's the old Blob, the 1950s Blob I did 2 years ago.
Whoa.
Sony changed their mind, and but it was like, I don't know what countries it still was available in. It wasn't the U.S., but I just deleted it. I'll re-upload it later.
Enzo, could you check for me to see if you've got the Nielsen ratings JPEG for last week, number 94 still? Because I've just realised that it's for whatever reason it didn't save to the live stream, and I've just got the general one, and I've deleted it. I don't have it still.
Well, yeah, the one with the lady. It's in the chat. It's in the chat, bro. Just scroll up the messages a little bit. It's right there.
In the chat that you sent me on Facebook, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll get it from there again.
They're all technically in there. I'll just resend it to you. There it is.
All right, no problem. So let's move on to our first topic. So I asked people to check out Malice on Amazon with no precondition, like this is going to be good, this isn't going to be good. I hadn't seen it then. I have seen it all now. I did watch the whole thing. Now, if you didn't watch the whole thing, I certainly wouldn't blame you, because I was sort of, by the time I was on the end of episode 2, I was starting to have some misgivings. And then as it got to, I think there were 6. Were there 6 episodes?
Yeah,
when I got to episode 4, I was like, now I think this is going to be shit, and I think they're going to screw the pooch on the final episode.
Who is Jack Whitehall?
Right, so Jack Whitehall with the beard in the middle here is a British comedian. So I'm going to give my thoughts on this quickly, and then I'm going to.
What do I know him from?
He's mainly a stand-up. He started off as a stand-up comedian on the British comedy circuit, and he was a hit at Edinburgh. Then he got cast as a teacher in a comedy TV series where he's the teacher in a school. He's trying to be trendy, be down with the kid. And they did a feature film of that. What was that called, Al? What was the title of that? Where he gets bitten in the nuts.
I now. I forgot. I know he did that.
Bad Education.
I can't remember what it's called.
Bad Education. He gets bitten in the nuts by a swan, and that was the poster for some of the.
I guess I saw him in Jungle Cruise, but I don't remember that movie.
Right,
so he was in that one.
This is the first time he's been given the opportunity to do a straight role in a drama, and I thought he was okay. Now, a lot of people are attacking the show because it's like he's a stand-up comedian, he's miscast, etc., etc. There are lots of stand-up comedians.
A lot of comedians are great at acting.
Comedians can do that characters really well.
Yeah, before we go down all that road, there are lots of stand-up comedians who started out as actors and then did a bit of comedy and then found success in comedy and then went
especially
back
the 80s.
And there are some that are great, and there are some that are not so great. Just like with actors. Now, is he slightly miscast in this role? Not really. He fits the role. It's supposed to be a young man who's, got certain charisma and all the rest of it. Is he the strongest actor that could have played this part? Probably not. But is he responsible, or is his performance responsible for killing the show? Absolutely not. Yes, that is Melisandre from Game of Thrones. There are some other actors in it who I think are not that great. Carrie Van Houten is fine. David Duchovny is actually really good in this. I really enjoyed seeing him again. Wasn't really the acting for me that was the problem. There are two problems with this. One is that the script feels very unbelievable. There's too many plot holes. The second thing in it that's a problem is everybody in this show is a wanker. The two characters that he works for are really unlikable, totally self-centered, really selfish. There's some nuance there, but there's not enough for you to really care about them. The previous people that he worked for are middle-class, self-entitled people. Now, the people that wrote this and the people that produced it, and it was mainly one guy, sat round a table and said, we're going to set part of this in a really rich villa in Greece, and we're going to get to go and film half the show there, which, any actor's going to sign up for that job. They were probably in Greece for 4 weeks filming, I'm guessing, from the portion of the show that was shot there, because it's about 50 to 60% of it is set in Greece, right? And they probably got to stay in luxury accommodation, including the accommodation that they hired for the main house. That definitely there would have been people staying there, probably the director and the producer, because that's normally what happens. And I think at a time now when everyone's struggling for money, to make a show where all of the characters are really self-entitled, upper middle class or middle class, they have lots of money and disposable income, they get to take luxury holidays on a whim, they all drive really nice cars, etc., etc. You might be a bit out of touch with today's audience, if you're not going to make one of those characters relatable somehow or sympathetic to the viewer, because it's not like the backstory to Whitehall's character particularly endears you to him, and I don't want to give everything away, but the problem with this show is that everybody in it is horrible. It looks fine, it's well shot, there's some good acting here and there's some average acting, and then also when you get to the ending, they do this thing where they show a scene that happens at the end of the timeline, and then obviously the script then goes back in time and is working its way forward to that, but we never cycle back round to that scene to see then what happens. So you've got this ending of the film.
Next season, maybe?
Oh, fuck off. It's just like no one wants to see season 2 of this. Like, I'm telling you now, no one's going to want to see season 2 of this. Anyway, so I won't give my rating yet, but so Northern, I know you watched a bit of it, or one or two. How much of it did you see? What did you think? Do you agree with me?
3 episodes, I really wasn't buying Jack Whitehall in the role. He just... I just see a guy trying to act and he just doesn't convince. I don't find him charming. I don't find him menacing at all. He looks like he's trying way too hard. I mean, most of the actors kind of look like they're just there. That's it. Even David Duchovny kind of looks like he was sleepwalking through this role. He's done
looked like they were enjoying a free holiday, didn't they?
That's it. That's it. Fuck it. I'm enjoying a free holiday. I'll just say my lines. That's about it. And yeah, you're right. They are terrible people. I mean, right in the first scene, David Duchovny and his wife are bumping uglies while their kids are outside the swimming pool. It's like, what the hell, man? What the hell? And he's an asshole. I don't like him. I mean, like you said, they have not given me anything to make me think, oh, I don't want to see this family get messed up by this weird guy, or I don't want this weird guy getting his revenge on this guy over some bullshit. And yet, Paul Smith, I do agree. I think Jack Whitehall is very overrated as well. I do not find him funny. Bad Education was kind of funny, but that was probably because the woman who played Missy in Doctor Who and Matt Holm was probably getting the best laughs out of it, at least to me anyway. So yeah, I don't know if I'll continue. I'll probably watch it just for the unintentional laughs, because it does seem like a show that takes itself a bit too seriously. So there might be some comedy value in there.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So your view pretty similar to my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rebel Rose. Did you see any of it at all?
I watched the whole thing, and
Oh,
you don't get to pick shows for me anymore.
See, I
I was about
I
to
don't do
say
my
my
homework.
apologies. Listen,
I don't
when
do
I
homework.
when it was trending as the number one on Amazon, I saw the trailer for it and I thought, you know what, part of it's set
That
in Greece.
explains it.
I love stuff set in Greece, so I just said, right, we're going to talk about it. And sometimes it's good to go in knowing nothing, because I didn't want to predetermine anyone's opinion on this. You might have come back and said it's amazing.
I say in 3 weeks we all make Lance watch All's Fair, and we all do a big comprehensive talk about that show. Because that'll actually be fun. That'll be fun. I think you guys will watch it and be like, yeah, the show's terrible, but I would love to talk about this.
Well, I mean, look, I watched the whole thing. I also endured it, and it was an endurance. It was like, I was so glad when it was over. But I just thought they just screwed the pooch. Why couldn't they have done one more scene instead of him showing him getting in a boat? And then we already know that he gets to America. But the question is, does he get delayed in customs, or what happens? And I don't know. Yeah, it was.
I don't think even an extra scene would have saved it. I don't think another season would have saved it.
What's this about? What is going on? I have no idea what it's about.
It's a revenge story.
Yes, the revenge story. David Duchovny runs a sort of finance capital company. He put Jack Whitehall's dad's business out of business, but Jack Whitehall's dad also seemed to have he had a past sexual history with his son. So Jack Whitehall's dad was also a kiddie fiddler. Yet for some reason, Jack Whitehall still wanted to get revenge for his dad, even though his dad sexually abused him. None of that
makes it worse. The motivation does not make sense. What the hell?
The more you think about it, the worse it gets. Trust me.
It reminds me of like American Horror Story. Like, it's not scary. It's just fucked up. Like, what's up with these women?
Right.
It was also the depiction of the places he was visiting. Like, he was visiting these. They were trying to sort of show that they were gay saunas, but they were actually sex clubs that had men and women in. But then they weren't sure if they were portraying the sex clubs or if they were portraying them as brothels. And
does it take place in primarily like very opulent and affluent locations, like scenic vistas? And
one of them was an opulent indoor location where there was loads of men watching a woman getting bonked, but then a 70-year-old fat bloke come and picks up Jack Whitehall and leads him off to a room. So that's not a swing. But that's not
all like
so it was like, well, you know.
It's all like the materialistic lives of billionaires and stuff, kind of thing. Right?
Well, some of it, yeah, and then there's just loads of stuff, and it just doesn't make sense. Everybody in it.
Remember that movie called Malice with Alec Baldwin? That was good. I like that one.
I would have preferred that.
And also, like for example, like Rebel, what happened with the Australian nanny? He goes to see her. She travels to Australia. And then she won't even talk to the woman on the phone. Now, did he have something on the nanny? If so, it's never shown in the show.
I was wondering why.
Yep, that's just
trying to poison the nanny. Because
if he threatened the nanny, well, now the nanny's back in Australia. What's to stop her from calling the police or phoning the woman saying, "By the way, that guy's a psycho. He threatened me. Guess what? I'm safely back in Australia now. Now you can have him arrested." But they didn't show what he had on her. There's just an assumption that somehow he scared her and she left, and then she wouldn't talk to the woman. None of that made any sense at all.
Why was he threatening her when he was trying to like plan his revenge on someone? That's a fucking giveaway. Do not give yourself away if you're planning to infiltrate someone.
Well, it was all. I mean, he got rid of the nanny because the nanny didn't like him, so he food poisoned her basically. So she got rushed to a hospital in Central Athens.
How do you food poison someone?
No,
he put some stuff.
He kind of threatened her in the first episode as well when he was trying to pretend to be all charming, and it made no sense. It's like
that's just to show that he's a psycho underneath. But then, I mean, that would have been an immediate red flag. If that had really happened, the nanny would have gone straight to the mother.
Exactly.
That guy's a psycho. He just threatened me. This is written by a fucking 7-year-old. I mean, honestly, it's just,
dude, that's how I feel about All's Fair. It's like the people writing this show, I don't know if they don't care or if they don't know how the lives of divorce lawyers are, or if they just assume you don't care or know. I don't know. But like, it's just not written from that. There's no research done in this world. It's all just like how you imagine it would work out. These writers. Yeah. Also, the writers writing these modern shows and movies have no actual life experience. Their only life experience is being at Hollywood parties and trying to get scripts made. They never went to wars. They don't have kids. They never owned a company or anything. They don't know anything about anything. They're just a bunch of stupid.
This is the guy that wrote it. So, I mean,
well, at least we know his kinks now.
Not the good James Wood.
Shame on you.
Like I'm thinking of like all the David Duchovny things that I've seen that I like. Obviously there's X-Files, the X-Files movie as well. There's Evolution. There's California and Playing God. Those are ones he stars in.
And Californication.
No, California is what it's called. Oh, he's in a show called Californication?
It's called Californication. Yeah, it's not just called California.
No, there's a film called California as well. With
yeah. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah,
I only remember certain scenes of that show.
He's also he's got the great bit role as the hand model in Zoolander. I love that.
He was very funny.
He's also like the bad guy in Beethoven about the dog with Charles Grodin. He's the bad guy in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
No, that's the guy from the Disney movies. I forgot his name. Andrew is it Dean something?
No, but David Duchovny is in Beethoven. He's one of the
he's one of the
henchmen or
assholes.
something.
Yeah.
He's not the main villain.
Yeah,
the main villain is Stanley Tucci.
I found that also there's one point but we have to carry on with how awful this show is. There's one scene right where the couple that were previously hired him as a tutor, and they bring him out to Greece, and that's how he's able to infiltrate the family. And he's done all that deliberately. He worms his way into the best friend's family and then transfers from them to the target family, right? Now, at one point, the husband in the original family has learnt what he's up to, knows he's a psycho. The guy follows him to his house because he's just gone to he's traced his sister, and he realizes the connection and why he's behind all this. The guy turns up at the door, and instead of rushing inside to safety and slamming the door in his face, the guy invites him in, and then of course he kills him.
He deserved that.
Yeah, completely unrealistic. What happened to the wife that he had the affair with? Because I tuned out at one point because I was also doing like important things while this was on in the background. And
honestly, the last time I saw her, she was walking away from the door. That was the last time I remember seeing her.
She just disappears from the show. We never see her contacting them saying, "Hey, by the way, my husband's now been disappeared for several days. I think he's dead." Also, the body was put in the Thames, which means that it definitely would have turned up. Bodies in the Thames are found usually quite quickly because they float to the surface. The Thames is one of the busiest rivers in the world. All of it was just nonsense.
What's really bad is if they had just made a couple of the characters good people, like David Duchovny's character despicable, just as horrible as you want him to be, but make his wife like this woman that's just trying to get along, or have his kids be completely innocent. Even his kids are terrible.
I think what would have been better actually is if he had got all this revenge plan and he thought the guy was really bad, and as he gets to know him, he finds out all the reasons why, for example, he, actually pulled his investment out of his dad's company was maybe because he suddenly needed the money for an emergency. Someone in his family had an operation. It would have been really good if actually, when all the layers were peeled away, underneath, this guy was actually a really, really good guy. I think that all of that would have been a more interesting twist for me. And then, he could have played him as quite a mean guy on the surface, as a lot of businessmen have to be. But underneath, actually, he was a really decent human being and quite caring and all of that. That would have been a lot better. And then his kind of plan is falling apart because his perception of his target is completely wrong. See, now that would have been, but yeah. Anyway, this is very kind of Sunday night, 8 o'clock kind of television. It's the sort of stuff that was made for, soft sort of
background
crime
noise.
Yeah, well, Morse and these kinds of things, because this guy's
drunk wine mums. That's what it is. Drunk wine mums.
Well, this guy wrote Rev, which was a comedy show. It's not terrible. With the actor that I've met, Tom Hollander. Tom Hollander co-created it with him, and this is your typical kind of Sunday night soft comedy. Olivia Colman, he's kind of like a trendy reverend who tries to help people, gets involved in very comical, compromising situations. But it's that typical television. But I think the thing is when you're flying everyone to Greece and making this really expensive looking show, I just think, you could have a few less loopholes, a few less plot holes, a bit less nonsense, and you could go for something a bit more real with a bit more just nuance and depth and not so many tropes. That's not what we got here. Okay, so time to give our ratings out of 10, people. Fun times. Ratings out of 10 for this. Enzo, I take it you didn't see it, no?
10 out of 10. No, I didn't watch it. I don't do homework. Unless if it's a movie, I'll watch it. Shows, I'm like, you really gotta press me, and you gotta give me like a week's notice, and you gotta really be like, for real, watch the shit. And I'm gonna be really upset if I watch it 6 hours long.
You watch stuff on double speed, and it was only 6 episodes. I mean, you can do that.
I know, but I'd rather watch 3 movies than.
Okay, so Northern out of 10.
Maybe give it a 3, because I think there is some unintentional comedy value here, and probably might be the funniest thing that Jack Whitehall might be in, because watching him try so hard to be both charming and menacing is funny within itself, to be honest.
Yeah, 3. It's that 1 point for each octopus that was hung out on the washing line.
Yeah. I'd like to gut you and hang you on the line too.
That was a terrible line. It was awful.
I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear that and just go along my day like a dumbass.
Rebel Rose, what would you give it? You saw the whole thing.
I mean, I struggle to even give it a rating because I've actually finished things that were technically worse, but I struggled to get through this. Like, might even just give it a 1 because of how just bland and disappointing everything is. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a 1 from you. Critic Al, did you see any of it?
No, I completely failed in this homework, and I've never been happier.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3 as well. Definitely 1 point for the DOP. Did a great job. And then I don't know who the other 2 points are, but I'm guessing the catering was good, and what a fantastic location manager they must have had. So there we are. 3 out of 10 for me. It's not worth your time. There's better quality drama shows than this. Crick, how did you manage to finish the rest of the one we talked about last week with Matthew McFadden in and Claire Danes?
No. I decided that was not for me.
That's a
weird,
shame.
actually, because my wife did say she would check it out, but no, I couldn't get on with the characters. I really couldn't.
I think that's fair enough, but I think that the thing about that was that even though I liked the fact that the characters are flawed, you see, now there's a big difference between flawed characters and people that you absolutely hate, and that the characters were flawed, but you still kind of liked Claire Danes' character. You wanted her to.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the characters were well written. I just didn't care about any of them. Like, I had no interest in what happened to either of their characters. But maybe I'll check it out at some point. I've been really busy this week looking after my wife. So,
have any of my American guests, and by that I mean Rebel and Enzo, I don't suppose anybody's seen the new series on, because I'm a bit of a history guy. Has anyone seen the new series on PBS, The American Revolution, 6-parter? It's supposed to be quite good.
I'm sure it's a bunch of propaganda.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You should give it back to
anti-British.
Yeah. The Beast in Me. I certainly liked it. I thought it was good. I think me and Rebel Rose both enjoyed it.
It did not have Matthew McFadden in it, though. I wish that it had had Matthew McFadden in it.
It had Matthew Reese, wasn't it? It was Matthew Reese.
Yeah.
Reese,
Yeah.
I would have given it a 10.
I'm always getting. Yeah, I think you gave it a 9. I think you gave it a high rating.
Yeah, I did. I gave it a 9.
I'm guessing We the People is at least going to be more historically accurate than The Patriot. So, you've got that at least.
And when's that coming out?
Maybe.
When's that coming out? We the People. When's that coming out?
Isn't that what the you just had it up there? I figured that's what the American Revolution thing.
No, it's just called the American Revolution.
Oh, it's just called the American Revolution. Okay, fair enough.
What's interesting about this poster for this film that Enzo's picked to talk about is this could be like a poster for like Karate Kid 12, where Karate Kid is an adult and this is him with his parents who are now very elderly. Could be, couldn't it? Could be like Karate Kid.
God.
Tom Six playing.
Yeah, I watched this the other night. First of all, I made a big post. I made a post about it, and it was so funny. All the gay men complaining that Tom Selleck doesn't have his mustache in this movie. Oh, Tom Selleck doesn't have his mustache. It feels wrong without his mustache. It's like, what are you talking about? Are you a man? Like, who gives a shit? He looks good without his mustache. Although, to be fair, Tom Selleck does contribute to his lack of mustaches being one of the factors in why this movie was a commercial and critical bomb in 1992. But yes, I rewatched this movie. I've seen this movie a bunch of times. I loved it as a kid. I love it even more now as an adult. I watched it. I was shocked to find out. Like, I wasn't that shocked to find out it's the same director and the same writer, two different people as Weekend at Bernie's. That's something on brand. But what I was shocking was it's the same director of First Blood. Rambo.
Yeah, that is odd.
I was like, whoa, really? But this movie was great because I thought first of all, it's a funny ass movie about Tom Selleck. He's a yuppie stockbroker in Chicago, and he finds out that his elderly mother, she needs a family relative down there in Florida because she has like an operation. She needs a family member to like co-sign off or something. And he's like, well, what about my dad? Where's my dad? And also he has a sister that he affectionately calls the bitch. So she's obviously not going to help. So he flies down to Florida and finds out that his father has like severe dementia. And it takes him a little while to figure it out. Like, he has to crash his car and then burn his house down. And then that's when he realizes, like, oh, Dad's not well. So then he has his father and his mother move in with him and his wife and kids. And it's like one of those goes from bad to worse type movies. A lot of stuff is hilariously going wrong. And it's a lot of slapstick. But what's great about it is it was kind of like a response to Home Alone, where it's slapstick, but like the physical injuries are like he gets hurt and it's like life-changing injuries he sustains. Like, for instance, at the beginning of the movie, he's trying to sleep with his wife and he has to go let the dog out, and he comes back and the kids are sleeping in the bed. So he's sleeping on the top bunk bed. And then he wakes up to answer the phone. He falls out of the top bunk, falls really like hard. And then the dog bites his ankle. And then he spends the rest of the movie walking around with a limp. And then, of course, he keeps injuring the foot over and over again. He ends up losing a toe. He like breaks his leg. He almost loses an eye. He loses hearing in one ear. He breaks his hand. It's insane. He loses a testicle. It was like the most graphic, like extreme slapstick It was like, hey,
is that his testicle that Don Amici's holding there that he lost? Is that
no,
it?
for some reason, Don Amici, his house burns down, but he keeps these 2 lawn ornament flamingos and the fucking mailbox sign. He like hides them, stashes them in his son's house and stuff. Don Amici's hilarious in this movie too, because he's all senile and stuff, and like to complicate things. Also, while he's doing all this with his father and dealing with all this, his stockbroking business is being investigated by the FBI for like insider trading, and this undercover agent is like got the hots for him, like thinks that he's like a criminal and he's gonna figure out what's going on. He's gonna pin him to the wall, he says, and he's like innocent, he has no idea what's going on. And like every time the FBI comes up and tries to interrogate him, Don Amici's like, mafia, mafioso. It's all he says when he's like, "Hi, with the FBI." It's so good. And I don't know. It's just one of those movies where like it's super, like obviously this was considered a terrible movie in the 90s. And watching it now, it's like such a breath of fresh air because it's so dark also, because I guess people at the time in the 90s didn't find the idea of parricide very funny. The idea of like killing your parents, mercy killing your parents, that kind of becomes like the third act kind of. And it's like played out for laughs. It's very, very weird movie. I loved it though. I thought it was very funny. I definitely recommend it. Also, what's her name? From the mom from Mac and Me, the big-breasted singer from Amadeus. She's in this movie. She plays the bitch sister. She's hilarious in this movie. A lot of good stuff going on here. And I don't know, like I said, it was a box office and critical failure. I think audiences have warmed up to it over time. I would recommend this wholeheartedly. I'd give it a good 8, a 7 maybe, if you're not into the dark comedies. It is very funny. And it was just a simpler time, a simpler movie, and it's got that great kind of 90s synth snapping finger soundtrack, you know what I mean, with saxophone and stuff. It's great.
I saw this at the cinema. It had a limited London only release.
Folks, Keith. It's called Folks.
Yeah, Folks.
Exclamation point.
As in My Old Folks, not to be confused with Folk, which was starring Roger Moore with 2 F's, which is also known as North Sea Hijack. When I saw this at the cinema, I remember thinking, yeah, it's kind of funny, but not as funny as I feel it should be. I'd give it like a 6, maybe a 7.
I would recommend rewatching it. I bet you find it funnier like the more you watch it.
I probably would. Well, because I'd find more things in it now that I'm a director.
Yeah, because when I watched it as a kid, it's funny, all the injuries, but as you get older, it's like, no, dude, all the, like, there's a point where, like, Tom Selleck kind of gives up on life, and he's just, like, laying in a bed in his underwear with his, like, padded underwear because his testicle's been removed, and he's got, like, a cast on his arm and his leg and his eye patch. He's just laying there looking all miserable, and, like, people are coming and seizing all of his furniture, and he's just sitting there with like the smile on his face in bed, like just like taking it. It's amazing.
This really could be a poster for a Karate Kid movie, though. Like when Karate Kid is old and he's still got the bandana, and Tom Selleck's playing him. He's playing like an older Ralph Macchio. Except what's
funny? Again, talking about failing to process Selleck without a mustache. The other movie that he doesn't have a mustache in famously is the Frank Oz movie, In and Out, which I also like, with Kevin Kline is like closeted homosexual drama teacher.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah,
that movie's fun.
Yeah, that movie's fun. I quite like that movie.
I was literally looking at that poster going, where's Tom Selleck?
Yeah.
I can't see him.
Honestly,
it's just looking. It's not him.
You can see the older Ralph Macchio in the poster. Yeah.
I can definitely see that. Yeah, with the bandana and everything. Yeah, totally.
He is a handsome man. Without his mustache, he's. It was one of those things where it didn't take. I don't know. It's not. It's obviously like if your dad has a beard your whole life and he shaves it. It's bizarre, but I don't
get like Sam Elliott without his mustache.
Okay, so I'll give it 6, 7 out of 10. Enzo, your vote before we move on.
I gave it an 8. I loved it. I laughed my ass off by myself the other night.
All right,
watching
we're gonna watch a trailer now. Let's have a look at this, and then we'll talk about it quickly.
Not a lot of opportunities for men like us, is there, Frank?
That's Steve Buscemi.
Hey, Mary.
Sound that calm.
Yeah. I didn't think so.
Oh, it's that guy.
Married man will be home instead of risking his life out here.
It ain't just a job for me. Things just ain't adding up in the books. You expect a few critters to go missing, but this has been systematic. 400 head of cattle.
An uptick in livestock theft is likely due to a single, highly organized criminal outfit and should be considered armed and dangerous.
The righteous are always looking for righteousness. But what they're really looking for is order.
The highwaymen are.
That's quite an operation. Lucky us.
Breach. Department of Agriculture.
Agriculture.
You're under arrest for rustling cows.
Whoa.
He's close.
David Solomon.
He's got no truck, no cell phone, and it's several hours to the next town.
Let me use your phone.
Where's your truck? You run all the way here? Hang it up.
What now, Mr. Oklahoma livestock agent?
I can get away with this. Sometimes this way is the path to righteousness.
You crazy? Yeah, maybe I am.
This
looks good.
It's Die
to
Hard.
see this.
It's Die Hard with cattle trucks and women with
Yeah.
Thompson machine guns with
I can tell you,
extended
man.
clips. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
My guitar player's extended family owns a cattle ranch in Laredo that's so big they herd cattle by helicopter. And this is a thing, like, and also, you have to deal with a lot of illegal immigrants crossing into their land and stuff. And there's a lot of crazy crap that happens. I do think it's funny, Department of Agriculture. If I was getting arrested, I'd be like, what? Are you even allowed to have a gun? Like, what's going on here? You're the cow cops? Like,
like someone coming into a restaurant with a gun. I'm a food hygiene agent, But I do like Aaron Eckhart as an actor. I like Yellowstone, and this is kind of Yellowstone meets Die Hard with cattle trucks. So yeah, I'm up for it. I think it looks all right.
it's like getting a gun pulled on you. It's like agent for diplomatic security service. You'd be like, what?
Okay,
What do you
Hey,
do?
show me your hands.
Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. What?
This is coming
What?
out. This is coming out soon. This is coming out, I think, 8th of December. So it's coming out soon. So this is homework. We're all going to watch this, and we're all going to
Streaming, yeah?
We're all going to talk about it. Wherever we'll find a way. So, but I think it's.
I'm an agent for the National Institute of Standards and Technology. You're under arrest.
I'm from the Department of
What?
Pretty Words. Show me your tweets.
We're gonna
I just think they should have called it one cattle after another.
one cattle. Brilliant.
Pretty good. That's pretty
Northern Bastard. What have you got for us this week?
I have got The Bishop's Wife with, not actually the actual Bishop's wife. I'm talking about a movie.
You're about to bring her on camera then.
And David Niven. And
Right, here she is. This is 1947 version, right?
yes, Cary Grant and David Niven.
Oh, I love this movie.
It's good that
Yeah,
you're
it
watching. It's good that you're watching these older films that were on just as you were born. I think it's great that you're going back to those. So this one was 1947, so just after World War II.
Yep, and it's a very, very charming film about a bishop played by David Niven who's looking for guidance. He wants to build this cathedral, but he's been so stressed with this big money rich woman who's giving him shit, and he's not really spending a lot of time with his wife who loves him dearly. Then this angel played by Cary Grant comes down, and he pretty much changes the lives of the people around them as well, and it pretty much kind of falls for his wife a little bit as well. It's a very good, heartwarming movie. I don't want to give away too much about the movie, but Cary Grant is very charming as always. David Niven is very likable. I forgot the actress who plays his wife, but she is very, very charming as well.
Loretta Young.
Yeah.
Loretta Young, yeah, she's very endearing, and you can sort of see why Cary Grant is really in love with her, and she's kind of charmed by him as well. He's this very brilliant guy. He inspires people. He brings out the good in people. Everything. It's
by the way, this
very
picture
whimsical.
This is an accurate depiction of Rebel Rose's face when she finished the last episode of Malice.
Yeah.
That's the before photo. That's after. Okay. Yeah, this I had seen this actually, but it was one of these films that got played on a Sunday afternoon when I was a kid, and I do vaguely remember it because when you see the images, it sort of comes back to you. I haven't watched it recently. My understanding is it's free on YouTube. Is that right? Do you want to drop the link in there? Chat,
yeah,
mate?
well, yes, it's one of those films where it's just like appreciate what you got. Sometimes you can get so obsessed with something you forget.
Good God, look, there's Gary Oldman as a priest. He's gone back in time to 1947. That really looks like him in that shot. I think that's Regis Toomey, to be fair.
That's how good an actor Gary Oldman is.
Yes, he's back in time.
Crossed oceans of time.
And that's Northern behind in the background there. See this extra here with the scar?
Yeah, that's me. Back when I had hair. I had luscious hair.
I know. So, you can tell he's from up north. He's got meat on him. He's got to survive those winter nights. It's great. I wonder if any of those kids are still alive. Probably not. A very charming film. Cary Grant, of course, what a legend. I mean, you've got some fantastic actors in here. Female Grand Moff Tarkin.
The Bride of Frankenstein's on it as well, Elsa Lancaster.
What would you give this out of 10? That's a Christmas.
I give it a 10 out of 10 because I cannot find any flaws with it. It's very charming, very whimsical. It's it just makes you feel better. There's even a couple of actors from It's a Wonderful Life, the little girl who plays his daughter, and the kid who actually plays Jimmy Stewart's character as a kid.
I feel like I want to watch this when I go to hit the sack tonight. I might stick this on actually.
Yeah, it's a very, very good, wonderful Christmas film.
Great recommendation, mate. Thanks very much for recommending that one. Fabulous. Quitty Cow, what you got?
Yes, I've got a zombie film for you all. It's an Indonesian zombie movie called The Elixir.
The Elixir.
The Elixir, yeah. And I watched it the other day. It was on Netflix.
I did not watch it, but I've seen it floating around.
Okay. Is this a Bollywood zombie movie?
No, definitely not. No singing and dancing, just lots of screaming and dying.
I like
That's
the
one.
poster. I like
Basically, what it is there's a Indonesian businessman who his kids are waiting for him to sell the company so they can get loads of money, but instead he decides to take an elixir that reverses his aging, so he's younger and he can keep going with the company.
Those are AI posters. I'm sure of it. I'm sure those.
Unfortunately,
are AI
it turns him into a zombie.
Is
and
that him?
From there, it goes. Yes, that's him. Yeah, and from there it goes as zombie movies do. But the zombies are really well done. It's not like a decaying flesh dead zombie. It's more like a rage virus 28 days later kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
But there's no plot armor. It's full on sort of gore, violence. It's a very good zombie film. My main two criticisms in it are, one, it stretched my believability when it comes to people being stupid and acting stupid. Like the third time you see these things, you would warn people about them. You would just stand there looking. And the other one, oddly enough, is the subtitles. Unfortunately, are very westernized. They're saying lots of things that Indonesian people wouldn't say.
Right.
But I enjoyed the film a lot. It kept me guessing. There's some really cool ideas in it, some cool set pieces. The effects are very good. I couldn't see a lot of... I mean, some of the blood spatter is probably digital and stuff like that, but...
Yeah, that's even real straw. Look.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's well made, well directed. And as I say, it was so refreshing to see something that's not Hollywood. No plot armor.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have to say, I quite like the look of this. I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, as I say,
these are AI movie posters. I'm sure of it. Like, that's crazy.
It does look AI, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that may well
the previous one you showed.
That could be, but this is on Netflix. By the looks.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure of it. Pretty sure I saw it.
Fantastic. Pretty sure that's what you saw.
It says Netflix at the bottom. Actually, I can just see it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. Watched it at the weekend, and I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was very good. It's just some of the writing could have been. The thing is, when you get that Western sensibility stapled onto a film that's not Western, then maybe the characters do come across as more stupid than they should be. Maybe the nuance that is, if it had been localized better, maybe there was something there. But I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was pretty good.
I mean, it's probably also lost a bit in the translation. Like you said, you didn't feel the translation.
Yeah, cultural. It's just the way they're reacting to things is very kind of Western, not necessarily what I would expect from the sort of Indonesian film. But obviously, I'm no expert in Indonesia or anything. It's just it felt Western to me. It felt like it had a filter over it, if that makes sense.
Well, Aaron thought it was 100% northern. I'm sure that's what that comment was about. Indeed. Okay, good. What would you give it out of 10 then?
Yeah, I mean, I'd give it a 7 out of 10, I reckon. It's definitely worth a watch. Just a few plot problems. And as I say, that Western thing was annoying, but it was so refreshing watching something where I didn't know who was going to make it. Like that, because there's that Hollywood formula where you do, there's plot armor and everything.
Well, the lead wasn't Brad Pitt, was he? So,
No, exactly. But yeah, it's well acted. I enjoyed it. Very good production values. Nothing to quibble there. Just a little bit of writing that bothered me, but that may well be because they westernized it.
Great stuff. There are some great films coming out of these territories. Indonesia, keep an eye out.
I find them refreshing, to be honest, Lance. I actually enjoy them a lot more than a lot of the sort of Hollywood-natured stuff.
I'm always looking out for great foreign titles. That was one of the things that was kind of annoying when the after the DVD market dropped out, because when you could still go to Virgin and Tower Records and whatever, they had a really great foreign film section. And when I do go to the one shop that still exists in central London that does physical media, FOPP, it's just over the road from Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So it's a great shop. Go down into the
is that it's like an outlet of HMV, isn't it? It's a bit of a weird one. It does more esoteric stuff.
It's independent. It's not HMV.
Oh, it is independent, right? Okay.
FOP has always been independent, and it's probably got people that used to work at HMV running it. But so yeah, down in the basement is all the Blu-ray stuff, and they've got really good stuff there. They've got stuff that you might be looking for. So there's the mainstream titles, but there's a lot of niche foreign movies, and they've got a section for every foreign country and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So huge, big LGBTQRZ section for Northern when it comes. So it's all good. So yeah, great stuff for everyone. There's something for everybody in that shop.
Sounds like the HMV in Oxford Street used to be downstairs.
Yeah,
they
a little
film
bit.
Soundtracks, but they were separated by country. It was incredible.
Yeah, that was a good store. I mean, I remember the days of the old Virgin Megastore, which was massive.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I saw.
Massive.
We had one, two floors. CD section, the movie section.
It's like 5 stories or something stupid like that. It was huge.
I used to work at one. Terrible place to work. Anyway, that's a whole other story. Fantastic, great recommendation, Al. Awesome. Let's move on. So I'm going to talk about a show. Not too long, because I really wanted Tox on there for this, because I know he's a fan. But on his recommendation, some time back, I think when I say some time back, I think we're going back to last year, he did briefly mentioned the TV series of Friday Night Lights, and I was a big fan of the movie, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to put this on in the background and see what it's like. And the pilot, which is written and directed by Peter Berg, who is responsible for the original feature film and also the main producer on the show going forward, was really good. It's a really well written pilot, really good characters, great setup. There's a lot of tropes in here that you see in the sports sort of movies, shows. You know, a lot of different topics are covered, but there's also a lot of topics in season 1 that and I didn't expect to see in this show, which I thought it was good that those were covered. So yeah, a couple of things about it that I didn't like, but on the whole, overall, really good, solid show. 8 out of 10. I'm very interested in the fate of the lead characters. The other thing that was, because I'd never seen it before, and bearing in mind, going back, this I think this first came out in 2006. It ran for 5 seasons until 2011. Is if you look at the cast, you know, you've got Zach Guilford, Taylor Kitsch, who's gone on to, you know, do massive things. And there's various actors that I feel like I've seen in stuff, but I'm not quite sure what. And then also, you know, Mr. B, Matt Damon, not Matt Damon, but the guy that kind of looks like Matt Damon's brother or cousin.
Oh, Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons got his start in this show. Ah. That I did not know. So there's a really young, very slim Jesse Plemons before his fat Matt Damon phase, and then he became slim again.
He has lost weight again though recently. Though.
No, he has. He's ripped. He's ripped now. He was, but when you watch this show, he's actually ripped. And then at some point, I guess after doing this show, probably because he earned so much money, you know, he went and sat in his big house and ate a lot of pies, and then he became a bit chunky. And then later,
yeah, he definitely held it on after Breaking Bad, though. I mean, as soon as Breaking Bad finished, I saw you put some weight on in Fargo.
But this is a good show. You don't need to be into football to watch it. Now, one of the guests that I had on my show is a stunt coordinator, one of the biggest in Hollywood. He directed most of the second unit, a lot of the football scenes on this. He arranged and stuff like that. And it was during that interview with him that he talks about working on this show, because he also did the feature film. And that was another moment that got me interested in the show. So I started watching it 3 days ago. And bearing in mind that there's per season, I think there's a substantial number of episodes. In season 1 alone, we have, and each episode's about 45 to 50 minutes. Right, so season 1 is 19, 20, 22 episodes. I watched season 1 in 2.5 days. That's how engrossed I was in it. So, I mean, I did have it on in the background while I was doing other things and working and stuff. So occasionally I would have to pause it because I got too engrossed in a particular scene. One thing that was really interesting with this show is that they filmed it with 3 cameras. They told the actors what the pivots were for each scene. In other words, you're going to discuss this topic. You're going to talk about breaking up and why you're unhappy, or you're going to talk about last night's game and what went wrong, and you're going to argue, and the point of drama is going to be this. And then they would kind of let the actors do the scene semi-scripted, and they wouldn't block it, and they would just tell the cameramen to follow them. And they had 3 cameras on each scene, and that really, really worked. It gives it a really authentic feel. So I did feel like I've been in West Texas for the last 2 days, although Stupenzo will confirm that I wasn't there, even though he is in East Texas. Yeah, so good show. Season 1, I give it 8 out of 10. Season 2 has gone a bit, you know, there's like a murder in season 2 quite early on, and it just feels like that's something that should happen in a different show. And I'm not really buying that storyline. So that for me has kind of skewed it a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. But I do really like it. I think it's really good. RMB has a high opinion of this show. Thank you, Darth Plato. Yeah, I like it. Great show. Has anyone else seen it? Does anyone else watch Friday Night Lights? Or did watch it when it was a thing?
No, but at least I know where Nerdrotic's title for his show comes from now.
Yeah, that is where it comes. Yeah, I just put T on the end. Yeah,
the movie with was it Billy Bob Thornton? That one, the movie's pretty classic.
I think Billy Bob Thornton was the coach, wasn't he? Wasn't he the coach?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's about the Promethean Panthers, which is the original movie is a true story.
So the movie and Varsity Blues were like the two like sister movies, in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. Friday Night Lights, the original movie, was 2004. Right. And I picked up the DVD of that on one of my...
See, I was in marching band. I played drums. So I hated football because I had to go to all the football games, and I was the first one there and the last one leaving, and I wasn't, I wasn't allowed to fraternize. I had to sit there in the other bandstands and play drums all night, and then you wait till everyone leaves, and then you do this sad march around the field, and you get in the school bus, and you all drive back to the high school. And we all go to the theater arts building and change out of our uniforms, and we're all exhausted, and we're just like... Everyone's out at, desert keggers getting all wasted and partying, and we would just go home exhausted. I'd get some chicken wings or something, treat myself that way, and just go to bed.
Basically, what Stupenzolicious is saying is don't join the marching band. Just form your own band in a garage and have some good time.
I don't know, man. If you want to learn how to play the fuck out of some drums, it definitely helped being in marching band.
All right, let's move on to Stranger Things season 5. The first, 4 or 5 episodes of this final series dropped. I've seen the first one. Who's seen all 4? Anyone?
Yeah, I've seen all 4.
I only watched the first season. I don't even think I watched anything after season 1. I was actually kind of upset. See, season 1, season 1 was one of the first shows that I binged the entire thing in one sitting. Yeah, and it was fun. I liked the vibe, but I was excited for season 2, thinking it was going to be a whole new story, a whole new nostalgic.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a whole new town and a new set of kids, and it was going to be set somewhere else.
Just start over, a new story, kind of like American Horror Story does, and they didn't, and then they just still keep going, and it's just like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah, an anthology would have solved a lot of problems with this series, wouldn't it?
I
heard. Now, season 2 and 3, I heard, aren't that great, and season 4 picks it back up a little bit, and now season 5 is the last one. But the problem is, they're not even technically seasons, because they bring them back like every 2 years, and they break them up into pieces, and it's just...
It started 9 years ago, so all the kids are like, mid-20s now.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah.
Oh, does it show?
How are you doing?
Now, does it take place over the course of 9 years, or is it all still like the same school year?
No.
It only takes place over like 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. It's condensed. I mean, it's. But okay. So Northern and Critical, you've seen the first 4.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. The kids are all supposed to be 16, right? That would make sense. I mean, that would explain.
They're all supposed to be 16.
That's not terrible.
Right. So caveat for me, right? I watched season 1. I watched season 2. Everybody said season 3 was shit. I binged season 4 before I watched this, and I felt like I completely didn't need to see season 3. I could follow everything.
Yeah, you can skip 3.
Yeah, I just completely skipped 3. And okay, so now I'm watching this. Okay, so Northern, your thoughts first, mate.
It really does feel like it's on its last legs at the moment.
Well, it's on its last legs because this is the final season. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's like they should have just left it out of the first season, because right now everyone just feels like they're there. It's like the writers were just looking for a reason to find something useful for his characters, and even the chemistry between the kids seems to. It's just not the same as it was when they were younger. I'm starting to realize these kids they could get away with it because they had a bit more of an innocence because they were younger, but I don't even think a lot of them are good actors. I like the fact that Wil is given a little bit more agency now when he got to be a bit more kick-ass later on, but I don't know. I really don't think it's like they were just looking for something to try and justify, the plot of this series, and I'm just not feeling it. They should have left it after series 1. It was perfect the way it is. after that, they've just been looking for an excuse to try and expand more on these characters when they didn't need to.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you on the acting. And I kind of expected a couple of them to get better, as obviously they honed their craft and they had the opportunity to do so. And some of them have very much kind of stayed the same, whereas some of them have got good. Some of them are good.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the fact that Dustin kind of threw down a little bit, though, and he seems to have changed a bit since Eddie got killed. But still have Stephen getting having this thing for Nancy and doing this triangle still, and it's I'm fed up of it. I'm fed up of this love triangle between them. Nancy, you could do better.
That's not working. That's not working. That there is a time jump, isn't there, between 4 and 5? Because
not much of one though. It's like I don't know, maybe 6 months or so. It's not huge.
It's like 6 months. There's a big narration where they talk about a load of stuff, and then they talk about how the big fractured hole in the universe has been paved over with a bit of metal.
It's a big world building so bad. It's so bad.
That was clearly like a writing plot point that hadn't been thought through, and then they quickly in the writer's room.
They set up a base in the upside down world, and it's like, wait, what? Really? I mean, couldn't they have had? That sounds very difficult as well when you got all the creatures that trying to kill you.
I mean, I quite like the idea of them having the outpost there. How the fuck they did it, of course, is a whole other question. That could be a little mini film that would be like The Thing, but in Strange Things universe. Yeah, but okay. So, Critical, what did you think?
For me, this is a perfect example of why you plan a TV series, because they didn't. They made it up as they went along. So by the time we got to season 4, which was quite good, they were like, Vecna, yes, he's been the Thing all along. Honest, even though he's not been mentioned in the first 3 seasons, and you can just see the narrative falling apart. I enjoyed bits of this. I can't stand that character. I want her to burn.
I was just about to say this is Northern's favourite character, isn't it?
I love characters that make me want to tear my own ears out.
Right.
Even
the problem with Stranger Things.
Wasted. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is a still from Terminator 10. It's come from the future.
She's not great if we're talking about actors, unfortunately. The problem with Stranger Things is that they've now got to try and land the entire season in this. I mean, the last episode, which is being released at cinemas and comes out New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, is like 2 hours long.
Right.
So, I
had 3.
They've not planned it at all properly. And what's happened is, unfortunately, because of that, they've had to take great big gaps in between the seasons, and all the kids have grown up. The problem is, although the actors have grown up, the show hasn't. The show's still spinning its wheels. Like you said, we've still got this stupid love triangle with Jonathan, Steve, and Nancy.
Well, the African American kid is like 7 feet tall now. Like in season 1. And now
he's actually got a beard.
Was he in the Karate Kid TV show?
No, that's not the same guy.
No, it's not the same one. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, some of the character work is good, and there's definitely some moments in this that I'm like, okay, I'm invested. You've done some stuff with the characters, and it's all working. But in between, there are moments of the most nonsensical, out there writing that I think I've ever seen. There's like a whole sequence regarding the Great Escape. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
I haven't seen that yet. Well, no, not Noah Schnapp. I was going to say, maybe I'm talking about this guy then.
No, I want to ask something as well. If the Vecna is trying to, get these kids followers, why didn't he do it earlier? Why mess around breaking people's necks and making them bleed out the fucking eyes?
Because the writers don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly. I was trying to make sense.
I'm afraid it is that simple.
For my money, he is the strongest of the actors.
I think he's a fine actor. Yeah,
I think he's good.
I think he's going to have a good career going forward. To be honest,
think he's way stronger than the others. Now, if you look at his CV, you'll see that he has quite a significant body of television work. And
the other one is that Finn Wolfhard, isn't it? Because they put him in the new Ghostbusters films, but he's not great.
He's exactly the same in that, though, isn't he? I didn't
but
see any variation.
Hasn't got anything to do.
No,
there's so many characters in this.
Joey Keary is like the only one I think who actually has a little bit of some screen presence and charisma, and he's not being utilised well. I mean,
and the thing is, like the show already had too many characters because they don't want to kill anybody off, or they haven't killed anybody else. And what they do is they go and add a load more characters. And this season, I'm like, no, come on! You
get this fucking fat Specky Cartman kid, don't you?
Yeah, it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch the rest of it. I want to see if they can stick the landing, but there is a lot wrong with it. There is a hell of a lot wrong with Stranger Things season 5.
Because there's a lot of characters that they sort of don't know what to do with, who probably should have died.
Should have died. Yeah, precisely that. They should have just killed them off because their arc's complete, or they've served the purpose that they were supposed to serve.
Yeah,
but there's so many coincidences and bad writing. I mean, I am going to do a little review on this, I think, on volume 1.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing a fucking review because this was just God, after such a great first series, some okay other series, a terrible third one. This was just like
it's weird, isn't it? I mean, I'm only watching because I've seen all the rest.
You are going to recommend it on high note. Gets their own spin-off show, though, right? That's going to be part of your video that you.
Of course, the continuing adventures of Erica.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's. I mean, as I said, I'm invested. I've seen it since the start. If I hadn't have done, then I think if you wanted to get into it, I'd probably say something like watch seasons 1, 4, and 5. I guess. But it's a morbid curiosity to see if they can stick the landing at the moment. But I'm not convinced on any level that they knew what they were doing or that they know what they're doing as they're going through this. It all just seems a bit slapdash. Nothing's planned.
Yeah, I don't think that there was a major story arc pitched for 5 seasons.
Doesn't feel like it.
No,
especially Millie Bobby Brown is clearly like 56 or something. So, it's
they're trying to turn into a fucking action hero again, aren't they? By having to do all these fucking running around doing a thing like this fucking like a little mini Tom Cruise. It's
there's so much. This film, this series is so bad for the whole second screen thing because there are so many moments in this show where they're telling you what they're showing you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
there's so like
here's the plan we're proposing.
Exactly. Here's the plan we're proposing. There's so many planning moments in this. But I don't want to give away spoilers or anything, but they still show a reluctance to kill anybody off. Eddie was the only character I liked from season 4, really. He's not come back, so obviously.
Yeah, I know. That's funny as well. Because Eddie felt like he was a character that should get redeemed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that's still to come. We will see.
I mean, Dustin's obviously carrying that candle going forward. He wants to clear his name but the world building is so bad. They're like, okay, there's this town in Middle America where the ground literally opened and hell came through.
Also, I mean,
they cordoned it off, put some metal over it, and there's a military base there, and that's it. I'm like, what?
In just the one episode I've seen, there's a scene where the jocks have a go. The 2 jocks have a go at big lispy teeth.
Yeah, Dustin.
Yes, that's so fucking 2-dimensional. I mean, I hate
that scene. Just feels so trite. It's like you're living in this existential dystopian place where you're sealed off, and you're having a go at this kid about nonsense that now would be the furthest thing from your mind because you have other fucking things to deal with in this universe they've created that didn't seem real to me.
This could have been a good opportunity to have these characters sort of like put their differences aside and take on the real enemy, but no, we got dumbass fucking black.
And the thing is, given the amount of time it's taken them to make this damn thing, there's no excuse for it. Had they got this all out in the space of 5 years, I'd be like, okay, fair enough, maybe I'll let you off. But there's no excuse. Robin's character exists purely for. Well, I won't spoil it again. You have not seen it. But you'll see when you get there. You'll see when you get there.
COVID and the actors' strike obviously didn't help because I think season 1 of this came out 2019, 2018. I forget now.
Probably 2016, I think.
It was certainly the other side.
Yeah, it's a while ago now.
Yeah. And
there's another 5 hours, 6 hours of this still to come. You've got 3 more episodes at Christmas, and then the finale over New Year's. I'm morbidly curious to see if they can stick the landing. That's it, really.
What's a Geiger, H.R. Geiger, who designed the alien?
Yep.
I know what he would say about this image. He'd be going, the creature is a huge vagina with the bulbous clit at the top, and it is the vagina swallowing the world.
Yeah.
Description of this image, because this is a really funny interview with someone talking about him and the way he was articulating every creature that he designed, and somehow they were always an emulation of various genitalia. But
indeed, Hans Lude was a strange chap.
He was.
But the production value, it looks expensive. The production values are okay. Like the effects are okay. The acting is hit and miss. The writing and the world building is what's letting it down for me at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you've seen, based on the 4 episodes that you guys have seen, so we can move on quickly. What are your ratings for Stranger Things season 5, part 1, the penultimate part of the penultimate?
I will give it a 6.
Okay. Northern?
I'll give it a 5 because I wasn't really bored, but I still stuck with it, and it didn't make me want to switch it off. I still was a little bit gripped despite the many flaws of this thing, but and I do hope it improves.
That's the only thing, isn't it? It's quite watchable, but it's crap.
Right, I'm trying to move on. Very good. Right. Thank you. And Rebel Rose, you've not seen it, I don't think.
Yeah, I watched all 4 episodes.
Oh, sorry, you were drowned out by the male voices there. Give us your quick overview and what you think of the show. That's fine.
Well, as of right now, I agree that it's probably a 6. It could get better, but I doubt it. And the excuse of, COVID, they had plenty of time to write a better ending for this series. That is no longer an excuse. They had all the time in the world to figure out what they were going to do with this. They've had, close to 3 years since the last season, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, COVID is no excuse to not fucking put a pen to paper, is it?
Nope, really
I don't think the Duffer Brothers are that good. Basically, that's all there is to it. I just don't.
They got lucky.
They got out of the park the first time.
Yeah.
I knew I could depend on you guys to rattle on long enough about it to give me adequate opportunity to go for a wee. Thank you. Just made it back before the tumbleweeds rolled out. Good. Okay. Well, so it's a wait and see, and I guess we'll pick this up in the new year if it's dropping on New Year's Day. I am going to be doing a special stream between Christmas and New Year. I might do the quiz. I think I'm going to do the quiz again, guys. So, cool. My regular people, which includes all of you, will be put into teams. Hopefully, we'll get Toxic and the Inside Man as well. Maybe even get Leroy in, which means you'll be.
Northern's great at quizzes.
On the Western section. Yeah, we'll make sure that Northern's in charge of the 1985 category. That'll be good. But yeah, so I think we'll do that. All right, let's move on. We've got a couple of other things to cover before we begin to wrap up. I'm pleased to report since last week's episode, no one famous has died. Well, that's good, so we don't need to cover any of those.
Next week, it'll be a Holocaust.
Well, around this time of year, generally is not good.
How old's Tom Selleck? Just wondering.
Big people popping off is not good at this time of year.
When I think of Tom Selleck without a mustache, I think of Tom Tucker when he loses his mustache. He's like, so cool. So cool.
Yeah, I remember that.
when I do the quiz for those people in the chat gets to take part. You're like the third team. It's like the chat gets points as well if the other two teams are aren't getting there, chat can take part. So yeah, you want to be on that. Wormy Spoon says NEB specialist category.
I've got to do a stream on films I have seen from that today, Bob, just to say I have seen some, you know.
It'll be short.
It'll be very short.
Very short.
Very short. I might find a few surprises that I might.
You've got a big. Well, you can watch them all between now and then. You've got time.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try and watch a few 1986 ones I've not seen yet for next year. Toxic.
Rebel Rose. Have you got something to talk about this week? You're the only one who hasn't had a go.
Well, I did finish Talamasca, which ended strong. They only had 6 episodes. They didn't screw it up too bad.
What's it called again? What?
Talamasca, The Secret Order. I've talked about it before, but it's finished now, so I can confidently say that it's a 9 out of 10 series for me.
Talamasca, The Secret Order.
Yeah, it's on AMC. It's one of their vampire things.
Yeah. This was one of the ones where we all sounded very interested, and it's Anne Rice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's based off her novels.
Talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm sure Critical committed to watching this on the basis of your discussion. So you got to the end. Did it deliver?
Yeah, I think that it has. If it doesn't get a second season, that'll be disappointing. But, you know, all of their seasons are going to end on a cliff just in case.
I'm going to laugh if Malice gets season 2 and this doesn't.
Oh, God. Don't speak that into being, you horrible person. But
yeah. bet there's a Kevin Bacon connection between the two shows that we can find. But,
of course there is.
Yeah.
You're never any more than 9 links away from bacon. Is it 9? I think it's
9. 5 degrees.
5 degrees bacon. Okay.
6
degrees. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
I can
Thank you, Enzo.
I can do 2 degrees.
6 degrees separation.
I can do 2 degrees of separation to Kevin Bacon. So there you go. So I'm only 1 away from the bacon. Technically, if you count the fact that he liked a couple of my posts and wrote a message to me on Twitter, 1 degree.
Yeah,
but
my cousin met him. He said that because he worked at NASA, you know, they were filming Apollo 13, and he remembers that there was like a gift shop, and Kevin Bacon was like checking out all this cool stuff at the gift shop, and Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks was walked in and was like, "I'm gonna spend some coin," and then he walked out empty-handed.
Yeah. But did Kevin Bacon spend coin or not?
Kevin Bacon bought a lot of shit.
There you go.
Bought a bunch of models and stuff.
Tom Hanks just pretended. How dare you? Okay, so what's Talamasca getting out of 10?
Oh, it's 9 out of 10. They really delivered in the last 3 episodes.
If you're a fan of Anne Rice, if you're a fan of vampires and that kind of stuff, and you know, more mature Harry Potter type things, then, or if you're also a fan like I am of William Fichtner, really love this actor. I think he's fabulous. Then do check it out. Good show.
Yeah, he's always a good actor. He is.
I love Elizabeth McGovern. She sat right opposite me on the London Tube one time, and I looked at her and she looked at me, and I gave her that, "I know who you are, don't worry, I'm not going to say anything," look, and then sort of got my book out. Yeah, I had that happen today with an actor who I bumped into twice in 2 weeks, and we were I had a meeting this morning. I was on the London Underground, and sometimes you get, you know, you're wedged into a carriage with people's faces right up against you. And that was the case today with me and Simon Callow. And I gave him a wink, and I went sort of, you know, nodded, and he gave me a little smile, and he was carrying a black trilby hat. He was clearly on his way to either a play reading or a rehearsal, and looked most displeased to be travelling on the rush hour. But it was funny to see him so soon after I'd seen him going for Sunday lunch 2 weeks ago up the road from me. So he must live in my area somewhere. So yeah, Stupenzolicious, you had another couple of things. Let's do those quickly.
Yes. So I know there's a lot of good movies this year, but I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure that Ethan Hawke is going to win Best Actor for Blue Moon. That was a good one. It is a Richard Linklater movie about Rogers and not Rogers and Hammerstein, Rogers and Hart. Basically, Ethan Hawke
plays
making
of Oklahoma, isn't it? Basically?
No, not the making of Oklahoma. It takes place. The whole movie's a play. It takes place in one bar on the evening of the opening of Oklahoma.
Right.
And yeah, Ethan Hawke plays Rogers' former. Because Rogers writes the music and Hammerstein writes the lyrics. Well, this guy, he writes the lyrics as well. And they wrote the song Blue Moon and a bunch of other hits. And they've been working together for years. But then he writes Oklahoma with this other guy. And it's like the biggest thing that he's ever going to do. And basically this Ethan Hawke plays this guy who's very cynical and bitter and jealous. And he's an alcoholic and he's drinking at this bar. And it's very much like if you've seen Slacker or Waking Life or any of, or even My Dinner with Andre, it's very much like that, except it's pretty much Ethan Hawke doing like 80% of the dialogue. And he's just this flamboyant, tiny gay man, or I don't know, he's gay. He's obviously gay. Everyone keeps making comments about how, you know, he seems that way, but he's talking about how he's in love with this 20-something-year-old Margaret Qualley character. And this movie's actually based on, the screenplay is actually based on like love letters this guy was writing her, and she kind of sees him as this master of the craft and might help her career. She doesn't like him that way. But this movie was really good. It's a lot of dialogue, it's a lot of musings, a lot of fun little ramblings and stories, and I don't know, it was a simple flick. But what was interesting is like they had the script like since the 90s or the early 2000s, and they read it like every year, and basically Richard Linklater waited like 25 years until Ethan Hawke could be old enough to play the role, which is crazy. Right. And they did really impressive midgetal effects to make Ethan Hawke look tiny, really tiny. And I'm sure it wasn't big budget stuff. I think it was simple things like he's walking in a little trough or something in the ground, you know, or he's I don't know. There's like scenes where he like when he walks into the bar, you realize like, oh, he looks really tiny. And then he goes and sits at the bar and you're like, no, he is a small man somehow in this movie. And yeah, this it's just him and the bartender, and the bar's kind of empty, and there's a piano player, and it's a lot of talking with them, and then more people from the premiere start trickling in, and I don't know, it was just a really charming little movie. I recommend it. It reminded me a lot of, like I said, Waking Life and My Dinner with Andre. Just one of those movies that it's technically a play, like I said, but I liked it a lot. It had a lot going for it. It's one of those movies that takes place in real time.
They've made him look small. They really have.
Yes. Yeah. Even my mom watched it, and at the end, she was like, "That guy, who was that guy?" And they put also these dark contacts on him. And I told my mom,
he's almost unrecognizable as Ethan Hawke.
It's like I told my mom after the movie that was Ethan Hawke, and she's like, "What?"
He looks really small. He looks really small there.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that takes place in like real time. You know, like it's not.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's great. It felt like a Woody Allen picture or something. Richard Linklater, man.
Is he waiting for people to come out of the premiere of the play? Like he's in the bar waiting.
So he's watching the premiere at the beginning, and he's like kind of making fun of the lines. You know, like he's like he's too smart. He doesn't want to dumb down his work for the masses, you know, and that's kind of a big part of the what the movie's actually about. Like he resents Blue Moon is one of his most popular songs because he doesn't like that song. He said it was supposed to be a much more complex song with a different title. But, Oklahoma, he's like making fun of how stupid it is. It reminds me of people like shitting on Avatar all the time. Oh, Avatar sucks, and Avatar this, and Avatar that. It's like, well, It's making shitloads of money, and I feel like there's a bit of like bitterness and cynicism in there when people talk about this. The masses are stupid, and if you want to make high art, you can, but there's a scale between commercial success and artistic layers and stuff like that. It's very rare when works of art meet both of those thresholds. But yeah, I mean, he's very he's like got a drinking problem, obviously, and he's very over the top, and he's got, like I said, this very cynical worldview. But that's kind of the thing that they're talking about, is like maybe the people are changing. Maybe they just want good old fashioned stories that make them feel good. I think this guy.
How's the box office doing on this?
Probably non-existent. I don't know. Probably not very well. It's a tiny little Richard Linklater movie. It's kind of like Boyhood. Boyhood,
I
didn't it?
do like him as a director. I think he does really brave.
Did Boyhood win Best Picture? No, right?
No, I don't think so.
Nominated.
It was
Looks
great.
like it's already out on digital.
It was great that they shot Boyhood over however many years.
Yeah.
And I think it's also going to film Manhood.
So
with the
Richard
same
Linklater kind of did the same thing with this movie. Like I said, he waited 25 years specifically so Ethan Hawke could play this guy. And Ethan Hawke was sick because he didn't want to do makeup. And Ethan Hawke was saying, like, most directors would not do that. They would try to just cast somebody else.
Its box office was less than 2 million.
Yeah, I'm sure it was also released in select cinemas.
Yeah, it probably didn't get a wide release, no.
What a great friendship they must have, him and I mean, they've worked together.
Yeah, because he's in Waking Life, he's in the Before trilogy, he's in Boyhood. This guy right here plays Evie White, the Evie White from Charlotte's Web and Stuart Little, and you see the inspiration on why he comes up with Stuart Little, even though I'm sure it's like fictionalized or dramatized. Because like I said, this movie's based on like love letters this guy was sending this young girl, and they've turned it into this one night event, play. It's all. Do we
know if it was performed in the theatre on stage originally?
I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it's based on a play or anything. And Richard Linklater, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's got a screenplay award, because it's the dialogue's great. It's the reason to watch the movie. It's all there. It's basically nothing. It's nothing but dialogue and acting. This is a theater movie. I loved it, and you'll like it too, Lance. I'm sure of it.
Well, I'm a massive Ethan Hawke fan. He was one of the
I said,
first
dude, I was 15 minutes into the movie, and I was like, I think he's getting the Oscar for this. Like, I can already tell. Like, it's really good.
I'm just having a look at it. Biopic of songwriter Lawrence Hart, written by Rob Kaplow, with Linklater attached as director and producer. Okay, so Linklater didn't write this.
No, yeah, I thought that was interesting too, because a lot of and I'm sure it does have this Linklater vibe, so I'm sure him and Ethan Hawke, because like I said, they've had the script for 20 years, so I'm sure they've done editing on it.
It was all shot in Dublin. There you go.
It does look like one of those films where Ethan Hawke's transformed himself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think they do some great like forced perspective, and I think there's like I think what they do is there's like a little path where they take out the floor, so he's like walking like ankle deep in the floor when everyone else is like walking normally, so he looks like a foot shorter than everybody else. It's crazy.
Well, Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian, who I tried to get to see my Making of the Magnificent Seven play, but alas, no joy. He gave this 4 stars out of 5, and in particular praised Ethan Hawke's performance. So
it was good. It was good. It's probably gonna be best of the year for me. I watched another one that was best of the year for me, and I liked it a lot. And I should have watched it sooner, but it was that Good Fortune movie.
Oh, before you talk about Good Fortune, rating out of 10 for this.
Dude, I don't know, a 9, an 8.5.
9 is allowed. The 9s are not just for Rebel Rose. You can have them too.
He Yeah, and then I watched Good Fortune, which was really fun, and it was funny, which was good, and Seth Rogen was good in it, and Aziz Ansari wrote and directed it. He's great, and Keanu Reeves is awesome as this angel. He's kind of, I think they took advantage of his bad acting in this movie, and he's doing such a great straight job. It was this really funny, like modernized, non-Christmas version of It's a Wonderful Life, where, yeah, I mean, money is the source of all of our problems, you know, and Keanu Reeves, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen trailers for it.
Yeah, I've got this queued up to watch, actually.
It is good. It is good. I watched it, and I was laughing, and I loved it all the way to the end. Keanu Reeves gets progressively more hilarious just by playing it straight kind of thing, you know? He's doing, like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, and I don't know. I thought it was a sweet movie. It is pretty cynical, but it doesn't end on like a cynical note. I liked how it wasn't all gloom and doom.
How annoying is Seth Rogen in it? Because he does my head.
He's great. He's great. He's subdued. He's like a rich tech bro.
Okay.
And he's an annoying, obnoxious dick, and he doesn't smoke a bunch of drugs or anything in this movie.
Right, okay, yeah.
But it's kind of like a trading places situation, you know. Rich guy becomes poor guy becomes rich.
Gotcha.
And you know, Aziz Ansari's funny, but when Seth Rogen becomes poor, like that shit's hilarious, dude. He's like, you know, he's doing a like Foodster or whatever, some kind of Grubhub thing, and he's struggling to get money so he can like have a night at a hotel. And he's like, "All right, we finally did it. We made it. We made enough money." And then he pulls out his phone. He's like, "What the fuck? I don't get paid till the end of the week. I need that money now." And he's like, after all the gas, we actually lost money today. You know, it's just like tons of stuff like that. It's good. It was really funny. I mean, if it wasn't for It's a Wonderful Life, you would say it's a very original premise, but you know,
okay, it's a bit of it's kind of stealing some of the plot tropes from that, I'm guessing.
Well, just basically the angels I'm gonna show you the ways. I'm gonna show you how your life is valuable. And then Aziz Ansari is like living in a fucking mansion and shit, and he's like, "Well, do you see now?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Do you want to go back to the way it was?" Hell no. What? I was living in my car, dude. Now I got this rich ass mansion. He's like, "No, you don't understand. You're supposed to see like the errors of like why your life is valuable and stuff." And he's like, "What? My life sucked, bro. I'm not going back." It was good.
Sounds like Blackadder Christmas Carol, where he actually works out that his life would be a lot better if he actually turns into an arsehole.
Yeah, the Beavis and Butthead episode. It's a sucky life or whatever, where they show like what would happen if how much better the world would be if Butthead was dead.
What's the storyline with Keke Palmer's character?
She's great in this. She's she's like Aziz's little love interest. But you know, they work together at Hardware Heaven.
Sauna Boss LLC. Love that.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves is hilarious though in this movie. You know, I mean, he's actually not my favorite actor. I know everyone loves him, and I know he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's not the best actor, but he's just got this natural charm.
They really take Keanu Reeves and, you know, find his strengths in this movie as a performer.
Sponsors like Denny's.
Yeah, there's some good. He's like staying at the Denny's trying to sleep, you know. He's like falling asleep at the Denny's, and this waiter's like, "Yo, man, you can't sleep here. You got to get the fuck out." And then he gets out to the parking lot because he sleeps in his car. His car's gone. He's like, "Yo, where's my car?" And the guy's like, "I don't know." He's like, "It might have gotten towed." He's like, "Might have gotten towed." What do you mean? He's like, do I look like I'm a cop or do I work at Denny's? And he's like, "Yeah, you work at Denny's?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, sorry, man. If I had known your car got towed, I probably would have let you sleep longer."
I like the way his wings seem to vary in size, depending on, I'm guessing, what
he has like tiny wings, and that's he's like a low-level angel. His job is to normally do texting and driving to help people not crash their cars. And he decides to take it upon himself because he thinks like Aziz Ansari is like a lost soul, and he's like, "I'm going to help this guy get a promotion." Right. And, you know, as he's telling Aziz Ansari, he's like, I don't know if you've noticed, but my wings are a little small. He's like, I wasn't going to say anything, but yes. And he's like, well, it's because I'm a low-level angel, He's like, okay. He's like, what? He's like, you mean I have a fucking budget guardian angel? There's some good... It's a funny movie, dude.
Who directed this?
Aziz Ansari.
Oh, did he?
He wrote and directed and starred in this movie, and it is good. So all is forgiven about you, being sexually aggressive with your date all those years ago.
That was,
I know.
He went down on
he was one of
potential, and then she just.
He was one of the he was one of the first people where the Me Too movement was like, wait a minute, is this bad? I've done this.
I mean,
seems like normal dating. It seems like normal courting procedures.
Yeah, normal courting procedures, and then the woman kind of sort of had second thoughts.
Wait a minute, he's rich, and I can regret this post. After the fact. Maybe this will work out for me.
Did he get a show cancelled as well? His
he did go through like a soft canceling, I think. A say you're sorry and lay low type thing. Let this all blow over. Well, I think it has blown over because this movie was great.
Well, good for him. Yeah, that thing with him was proper bullshit. Should have made a movie about that. Okay. Does anybody have anything they wanted to mention that we haven't covered?
I've got one more. It's a video game, if that's all right.
Actually, that is fine. Just because we haven't done games before. I think we have talked about them briefly occasionally, but just generally, we
I don't know if any of your viewers remember the game series Time Splitters, which was on the PlayStation 2.
Yes. Oh, that's been a while. That's been a while.
It went away because Free Radical basically, and Crystal Dynamics just went bust. It didn't. They were going to make another Time Splitters, and unfortunately, it didn't. But there is a fan project that has been given the full blessing of Free Radical and Crystal Dynamics called Time Splitters Rewind, and it's a complete compilation of the first and second games, and it's completely free.
Found it.
Oh, well.
Completely free.
And I had a literal blast from the past. I went back and I was like, oh my God, I remember this. So much fun.
Early access now.
Yep.
67,000 people have already downloaded it.
I am one of those people.
This is an early access version. Expect bugs, missing features, and part of Critical's dinner. Does this work on Mac and PC? Oh, wait a minute. Here are the requirements. Okay, don't understand if that's...
There's nothing too brutal there. I mean, it's a PlayStation 2 game, so...
So Mac and PC, probably.
Yeah, it'll run on most stuff. The only thing that's not there at the moment is the level construction, the builder thing that was in the original game. But yeah, I mean, for a freebie, I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And I downloaded it and I had an absolute blast. And it's kind of the only way you can play those games at the moment. So I just thought I'd mention it for anybody who had fun with that back in the day.
Great stuff. We'll mention Landman briefly before we wrap up. It's now 3 episodes out. I have to say, I know some people have said, season 2's off to a weak start. I don't think so. I'm really loving season 2. I like the new characters. It's great that we've got Andy Garcia coming in as a kind of a new antagonist. It's great that Demi Moore, who we were all complaining was underused in season 1. Obviously, they said to her, do a little bit here, and on season 2 you're gonna, this is the plan. You can tell that this show had a plan. They knew what they were doing with the story for this show. They knew what they were going to do with season 2 before season 1 had even aired, I think. So this is a properly planned show. But then it's under the umbrella of Taylor, what's his name, isn't it?
Sheridan.
Taylor Sheridan's stuff always feels structured. It always feels well planned. It doesn't feel like suddenly we got a season greenlit at the last minute, so we rushed it. It feels like they already had a season written if it got greenlit. They knew what they were doing. I think maybe Yellowstone they faltered a little bit towards the end, but his stuff is generally pretty good.
There were extenuating circumstances with Yellowstone.
We won't go down that road now. We won't go down that.
Demi Moore really is. Demi Moore really is stealing every scene that she's in. Though she's they're really taking them off of her.
Now I've got a question to ask my panelists. Now, when it cuts to, you get like a 3-minute scene, and then it cuts to the opening titles of Landman. You get that wonderful music that comes on. Is anyone else on the panel, even for the briefest of moments, picturing themselves in Texas with a cowboy hat on, kind of either doing Billy Bob Thornton's job, or galloping around on a horse, or kind of like one of the characters in the show? Is it taking you there in that moment when you hear that tune?
Yeah.
I don't think anything could get me there, to be honest. I'm
picturing myself in the opening title.
Come on, Al.
Putting a hat on.
Yeah,
Look, Al, in your one, you're in Texas and you're going around and there are spiders jumping out of big holes and stuff.
This is exactly what I would be doing if I was in Texas. There's no word of a lie. I would just be going looking for spiders.
Basically, this poster for the Critic Owl version, we just have the word spider aerosoled at the front of land. That'd be Spider Land Man or Land Spider Man. Land Spider Man works better. That'd be
yeah, that works.
Actually, Enzo, if you could come up with an AI poster out that says Land Spider Man, that for next week, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, so Darth Plato definitely does this when he hears the tune. He's confirming. There we are. Yeah, I don't know. That music is really. I love that music track for this show. I don't know. It's sort of
Taylor Sheridan does provide some very good themes. I mean, 1883 has a great theme. It sounds very
it's good. It's so good. Yeah, I've got the Blu-ray box set of that. That was one of the last sort of physical media things I got. Although I have just ordered the big Wild Geese package anniversary thing with all the extra bells and whistles and the book of the making.
Oh, nice.
I have ordered that. Mayor of Kingstown also. Again, Taylor Sheridan. I think we're up to episode 4 we're up to now?
Yeah, that's
so what would you say is his best series? Because obviously he's done so many now.
You can't. I can't pick one.
Well, I feel like I'm probably going to do a Taylor Sheridan special.
Good.
Definitely want to do. In fact, let me just give Enzo these assignments now. Definitely want to do a Taylor Sheridan Chew the Fat show in the very near future, Enzo. So that'd be a good one if you could create me a poster with the banners for thumbnails for all his main shows across the thing. That'd be good.
Yeah. God, Edie Falco is really nailing it here. She is a proper piece of shit. You really want to see McCluskey really mess
this is a fabulous show. I absolutely love it.
This series
Linus is all right. I wouldn't say it's his strongest, but it's not bad. It's not a bad show.
Linus is very
Toxic was very, very complimentary about Linus.
Yeah, it's quite realistic in terms of the military.
Yeah, no, like gal boss crap. I mean, it's the women are actually very vulnerable and flawed, and they're trained differently to the men.
Yeah, they're not superheroes.
It just feels like Tyler Sheridan's kind of like the anti-Kardashian or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Somebody who's actually bringing, cultured and cultivated entertainment to
I think what's his shows feel grounded and realistic, and the characters in his shows, especially the Mayor of Kingstown, feel like.
I think this is one I want to check out more than any other.
Yeah, they feel like they exist in the real world, just over the hill. Sorry, Rebel Rose, you were going to say something.
Well, like you were saying earlier, one of the big problems with Malice is we cannot care about these people. And it feels like when they were writing it, they designed it to be set in this wealthy world that we cannot relate to.
Yeah, exactly.
Taylor Sheridan, all of his feel like you can relate to them. It's mostly blue-collar men.
Yeah, really good point. Really good point. Yeah.
Reality TV I can get behind.
Yeah, and I mean, even though, I can't relate to... Well, I have been to Texas, so you only need to drive around Texas for a couple of hours to start getting, you're past these big cattle ranches, each of them with their own emblems, and they've got the big long gates and the huge long driveways and all of that cool stuff. Hang on, and here it is, the next show that's coming from the Taylor Sheridan stable. There it is.
That did not take long at all. Swift work.
Pretty cow.
Fully approved.
Oh my god!
I feel like I want one of them trapdoor spiders, like popping out the ground behind him.
I've kept those. They are the most boring animals to keep on the planet.
Oh, really? Have you got one?
Oh my god! I had one, and it was like you never see it. It's just in the tunnel, and then when you fix it, and I put the thing in there, and I waited for ages. I looked away for 1 second, and in that 1 second, it's come out of the tunnel and grabbed it. I never got to see it. I never got to see the bastard.
So basically, your joy of keeping all these spiders is entirely dependent on seeing the moment that they leap out and kill something.
Well, I don't know. Just seeing the actual spider helps. It's like I had a king baboon. I had to dig it up every 2 years to make sure it wasn't dead.
Yeah, well,
you never see these things.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, but it's going back to Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, sorry.
Definitely. Let's do a chew the fat on Taylor Sheridan. His shows, his work is consistent. Even Taylor Sheridan on an average day is normally higher standard than a lot of the other stuff that we talk about.
Yeah, this real kind of Renaissance man TV vibe from him, if you know what I mean, where he just keeps knocking stuff out and none of it's shit. Like it's not all as good as each other, but you know,
it's all in a similar standard to like The Shield, which is one of the best for me.
Pretty damn high then.
That show feels very real. Mary Kingstown feels like these characters could all exist in this place. This place feels like it does exist. You know, and we'll sort of do a show about the kind of the business of prisons. Which some of us have been on the receiving end of, is also very interesting to tap into because it's a huge industry. Prisons in America, huge industry. It's this massive cottage industry within the legal system. They make a lot of money, believe it or not.
And most of the main characters aren't really good guys. It's just like some are less scummy than others.
No, but what's great about it, though, Northern,
you still care about them. You still care about McCluskey.
You do. There's always something, even about the guys that you don't like. There's always something about them that's interesting.
Well, that's the ability to write a good character, isn't it? You know, you have a bad guy character, for example, but there's still something there that doesn't necessarily have to make them redeemable, but you can just identify something about it. And that's just good character writing.
This stuff is consistently good quality. All right, well, look, let's wrap up there, and we will talk more about Landman, and we'll do a Taylor Sheridan before the end of the year, so that actually might be a chew the fat that I might do between Christmas and New Year. I might do that on like the 27th or the 28th or something like that. We've got a chew the fat coming up. We're going to talk about the Polish drama series, which is called what, Al?
Hewelius,
that's it. Oh, it's not that difficult to pronounce. I just can't remember.
Well, that's how you pronounce it. I was saying Hewelius for some reason.
Yeah, well, me and Rachel had a really entertaining time trying to pronounce it on my episode of Fat the other day. Who watched that? And we did a great chew the fat last night on the two. Well, we talked predominantly about two dramas that covered the HIV epidemic in the 1980s, because it was World AIDS Day yesterday, and we talked about my cousin who died in 1992. Very, very interesting stream. And great. Actually, people that came in and commented in the chat was kind of, bracing for some inappropriate jokes, but we had some really nice comments from people that came in, and it was quite an emotional stream. So this one, I think, will be of a similar tone. We'll talk about this, but we'll also talk about the Estonia drama series again. I'm amazed that that's not been released on Blu-ray, actually.
Maybe I should watch that Estonia series.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, because it would be interesting to compare the two.
Do you know where it's available?
I think on the sea, funnily enough.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what's it called? Estonia.
That's it. Estonia. That's it.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
This show is the same name as the ferry, and
okay.
Yeah. Both really.
Oh,
good.
yeah. I see it. Okay. Yeah, I'll do some research like I did for Hewelius, because
they've got a lot of similarities and they've got a lot of differences as well. There are some things they do exactly the same in both shows, and there are some things they do very different in both shows. But I liked them both. I thought they were both equally gripping. I think overall Estonia probably is the slightly stronger one for me, but you're talking, one's an
When are you looking at doing the Tudor Fat?
We've scheduled the date for that. I think it's the 10th of December.
We did, didn't we? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll just double check. That's
right.
2026. That's not going to be in there. Let me check the 2025 diary. God, can you believe, guys? We're in the countdown to the end of 2025. Don't you remember that last week I said it'll be Christmas soon, and that was in January. So yeah, we're doing that on it's December 10th, 8 o'clock.
Excellent. Okay.
So the other streams that I have coming up are, I've got a Chew the Fat on Monday the 8th. Sorry, I've got an industry interview on Monday the 8th with Mark Anthony, who's done the massive coffee table book 1988 on the rave scene. No connection to my book 1988. And then I've got an industry interview the following Monday with MK Strangeland, who's a writer, and I think that's the last of. And of course, we've got Chew the Fat on Tuesday on the 16th. And then we are doing a Chew the Fat. Oh my God, what's wrong with my brain? The Nielsen ratings. We're doing the Nielsen ratings every Tuesday right up until the 23rd. So the last Nielsen ratings is the 30th of, and I think on the 30th, I think the Nielsen ratings on the 30th will be our kind of best and the worst of, that'll be our best and the worst of the year, right? So I'll try and get a couple of special guests on for that if they're available. So yeah, 30th best and worst. And I think I might start that a bit earlier. I think we might go for a 9 p.m. start on that one, because it will be a longer show. So, and you don't have to come on for all of it. You can come on you can come on early and leave early, or you can be there for the whole thing, whatever you want to do.
Cool.
The more people, everyone, every regular panelist will be welcome to attend on that one. So we may have a big panel. We may not. We'll see. So that will be on the 30th of December. We'll have our final kind of, maybe we'll do a slightly Christmassy one on the 23rd. There'll be a lot of Hallmark film discussion, no doubt, from Enzo on that one.
I could recommend a few today, actually.
But we're out of time. We're out of time for today.
I'm going to jump off, get some sleep.
Yeah, we're out of time. We're out of time for today. But do check out Enzo's show on late on Sunday night or early on Monday morning if you're in the UK, where he will.
Yeah, we got the. I think we're doing. I'm re-uploading the Relic tomorrow. The Relic we watch. I did a couple of years back by myself when Tom Sizemore passed away. That'll be funny.
Yeah.
It's. What were the names of those movies I watched? I've already started with Hallmark season.
Yeah.
There's another one I want to watch called The Catnip Cafe.
Sounds like something you should watch, Rachel.
I probably will. I watch a lot of these movies.
Well, I have an early meeting in the morning with none other than the Critical Drinker, very early in the morning. So we're gonna sign off there. Thanks for everybody in the chat for your comments and watching and so on. And thank you for my regular co-host, Stupenzo, for not only being a fab regular co-host and expert on Mexican food, but also for doing my thumbnails and so on. One day there'll be a very simple AI device that I'll be able to use that will deprive him of that pleasure. But
I'm not sure it'd be quicker than he will. That was impressive.
Yeah, probably not. Probably won't be as good either. And thanks to my panelists that have come tonight, Rebel Rose, Critical, and Northern English Bastard. Great time. We covered a lot. I was trying to do a show in under 90 minutes. It didn't happen, but never mind. That's it from us. Do support the channels of all my guests. Also, by the way, I'm only I think I'm about 270 away from 6K. So there's a possibility I might be able to hit 6K before the end of the year. So we shall see. not very long to go. So it'd be great. Do let people know, and that's it from us. We'll be back same time on Tuesday. Don't forget, on Monday I've also got an industry interview, and don't forget December the 10th we're also doing Chew the Fat on, how do you pronounce it again, Critic Al?
Aurelius.
Exactly.